Hey Malik, I know you've seen a lot in the league. What was this last week like for you in Monday's game? Just how do you look at everything that went down, and then what's your mindset? What do you think the mood of the team is heading moving forward here?
Are you talking about just how long it took to play the game,
Just
or just the way
everything,
the
the
game went?
train. Yeah, I mean, have you ever had such a chaotic week in the NFL? What was it like?
Oh, okay, yeah, that aspect. No, it was super crazy, not knowing if you were going to play or not. I didn't really realize we had 20 guys down, so that was a lot, But I think that's just what football is, That's why you have a team with a bunch of guys that are ready to get going and prove themselves. So yeah, it did suck as a week, but I think it gave our guys who were injured time to really get back and really be able to play at 100%. And it gave us time to really get the guys that need to know the plays and they need to kind of get the extra time studying. Gave us time studying. So I appreciate it being a team that needed the help.
And so, what do you think that what's the mindset here? 3 games left, 7-7. Where are you guys at?
Trying to go to 10-7. That's the goal. I mean, we understand the position we're in. We understand we need to start helping ourselves and get some wins to put ourselves in the postseason. So, 10-7 is our goal.
Thanks, Nate. Mary Kay Cabot is next.
Hey, Malik. Just wondering, can you address the fact that Tack McKinley was really having a nice season and he went through so many ups and downs this season? I just wanted to have you address that a little bit. And then also the fact that Miles is a little uncertain for this game and you don't know if Jadavian's going to be back. Can you kind of just talk about the whole D-line picture right now?
Now, I appreciate you bringing up Tack because that man really worked hard. It's very unfortunate I think they said he tore his Achilles. It's very unfortunate what happened to him. Tack, personally, is a guy that just works hard. He doesn't say much, but when he speaks, you listen. He's very, just caring, and when he always gives his all. So for somebody to go out there and just fight through so much and give his all and kind of go out like that, it sucks. It really hurt me when I saw him walk off the field or get carted off, and then I saw him in the locker room or the training room after the game, and then even seeing him yesterday in the training room, it was just like, because I understand that because I had a Les Frank injury, and I understand what it means to kind of miss something, that you really care for and that you put your heart in. So I'm praying for Tack. Thank you for asking about that. As far as Miles go, this is a next game up mentality. We all play hard. This is a very physical game. It's very demanding, and if guys feel like they can't go, then it's the next guy up. I know Miles is a warrior and he's going to try his hardest to go and be out there and help us. And so that's what I'm expecting. But if he can't, then that's what it is. And then I expect Weaver or Porter Gustafson or whoever's up, to do their thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Cam Justice, go ahead.
Hey, Malik. Going back to that Raiders game, and because you have just a couple more games left on the schedule, down the stretch, it's right there for you guys. And there's maybe one more play. And when you're looking back at that and you're moving forward through the season, what's the point of emphasis when it comes to making those corrections to make sure you can close out those games? Because that might be a thing, moving on.
I think it's not a positive thing, but it's a good thing in the fact that it's just stop beating ourselves, executing the plays, being where you're supposed to be, and when you're called upon doing your job. Like I said, it sucks that that's something we have to focus on, but it's also a good thing that's something we can focus on because that means it's us and we can control that, and we can keep trying to control the things we can control and fix things we can fix and go out here and win games and instead of seeing the negative side of these games. So, that's what it is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cam. Scott Petrick will go to you.
Hey, Malik, how many times have you played Aaron Rodgers?
How many times have I played him? Maybe 5 total. I haven't played him too many times.
Do you, when you face him, do you say, "Hey, this is one of the best of all time"? And then, given your issues at the end, how hard is it to face a guy like that, not having your top pass rush?
First, I know Aaron personally. I call him John Wick, so I know John personally. But he is one of the best, and you go in there and you realize that he is. It's one of those things that for me, I know when we play him, we have to make sure I do my part as D-line, and that's getting in his face, putting them hands up, and making it hard for him to see and throw. And that's going to really take a whole defensive effort when you play a guy like this, sort of like what it took against Carr. Now about Miles, I don't know if he's out yet. I'm gonna put positivity in the air and say he's gonna be there, so then that's what it is. But like I said, I think we got guys that have been sitting here biting at the chops, ready to get out there and show what they have. And I don't think we'll miss a beat. If as good as Miles is, I think we got 2 or 3 guys going just as hard. It'll be good like Miles. So I think we'll be good.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Marla Ridenauer is next.
Yeah, Malik, I can't resist. Where did this John Wick nickname start? How long ago was that?
This was this offseason. I just he came in one day, the hair slicked back, he was going through his all-season stuff. I was like, man, your whole vibe is John Wickish, man. Just don't care, just walking around, just doing your thing. So that's what we called him.
So you don't remember what season that was?
Oh, this was this last offseason.
Okay, last offseason. Okay.
Yeah, so you call him just on Mr. Wick.
So does he laugh about it? I mean, is he trying to talk out of it?
I mean, he dressed up as it for Halloween, so I would like to say I put that in his ear, but I think that he knew who he was. So
One more thing about the team. That was such an emotional game on Monday. Do you think you guys are capable of putting this behind you? I know you haven't had a whole lot of contact with the guys, but just how do you feel you're capable of getting over that?
I mean, it's our job. It's one of those things that's what we have to do. We have very quick memories, You'd be surprised how fast we forget things. So I think it's one of those things we got to go out there, forget what happened, understand the situation that we're in, and understand we can't have any more mess ups. So that's it. Just live in a reality.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marla. Back to Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Malik, where were you with Aaron Rodgers? You guys work out the same place, or?
Yeah, we work out in Proactive in California in Westlake.
Okay.
In the off season. I mean, so he's there sometime. I don't know if I want to blow up the spot, but enough about him. Fuck him.
Okay. I really want to get your perspective on a teammate just on the other side of the line. Joel Bitonio is 4th Pro Bowl in a row, and he played left tackle for the first time in year 8 the other day. From your perspective, what makes Joel good at what he does, and what stands out about his game?
Joel's just very consistent. It's one of those things that you want to sit here and say, oh, he does this, he does that, he does this, but he's just so consistent. I'm not gonna say he blends in, but he just does what he does. You know what I'm saying? His hands are consistent, his footwork's consistent. It's just methodical in what he does. It's very cerebral. I think he's one of the best guards in the league next to Wyatt, to be honest with you. Those two are the best with JC in the middle of them. So I think the way he just goes out there and works, I think that the O-line coach they have puts him in great positions, So I think just the whole thing they got going on down there is great, I think Joel just really receptive. I think that he listens a lot, talks to guys, understands what he's good at and what he's not, and plays to his strengths. And there's not many things he's not good at. So I think that Joel's just that all-pro caliber player that's going to be, once in a generational player. And you saw when you got a guy that goes out there and plays tackle against, Pro Bowl DNs and doesn't give up anything. I think that's very impressive. I know I've left games like that. I've felt terrible because I should have destroyed this guy, but this guy showed up. So I think it's a testament to Joel to just being ready to go out and be wherever he needs to be.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nate. We'll take 2 more. Scott Petrick, Cam Justice. Scott, go ahead.
Hey, Malik, we just talked to JC about last week and the changes in the testing protocol. What's your stance on the testing? Would you prefer to test every day, or are you okay with the changes?
It's twofold, right? Of course, you don't want to get tested because then that affects you directly. You know what I'm saying? But then you also want to keep safe and not act like, and not mask things, because this is a sensitive situation, So for me, do I like the no testing? Yes, because it allows me to go out there and play and not have to worry about anything. But do I think it's the wrong thing to do? Yes, because we're also going out there getting people sick. So the best thing for me to do, the most responsible thing is just to test guys, and it is what it is. But follow the money, man.
And JC said that nobody really knew how close the games came to being postponed or canceled, and that you guys wouldn't have gotten paid. Were you aware of that the league wanted to cancel it?
Man, the league needs that TV money, man. I'm not hearing that they weren't going to cancel anything. That's why they moved the Tuesday game. That's why they moved us to 1:00 and still kept our game Saturday. If they cared about us, we would move that game on Saturday. So the league doesn't care. They're going to make their money.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Final question, Cam Justice.
Emily, we're talking about last week and the testing and all the players that were down with COVID, and even just the planning and your practices were kind of disrupted with that. How do you guys feel that you were able to execute with that in mind, with all the players that were gone and with that kind of test or with that kind of practice and preparation? And where do you see yourself heading into this week with a little bit less stress from the COVID, but it's still being obviously prominent?
I think that okay, to answer your second question, I think it's going to be tough because, we do have a shorter week going into this game against a really good Packers team that got a full week of rest. So I think that'll be a disadvantage. But I think it is what it is. What was your first question again?
With everybody that was down and the way that practice was kind of disrupted with all the COVID protocols and uncertainty, how do you think that you guys were able to execute with that in mind?
I thought we, as a defense, speaking just purely for defense, I thought we did well. We gave up 15 points, but I think I thought we went out there and did well. I think guys were locked in during the week. I think guys did a really good job of studying and being where they were supposed to be, and understanding who that team was, knowing that the running back likes to bounce the ball, ends and everybody, were there. Secondary did their thing. So I thought that aspect, we didn't win the game, so obviously we didn't do that well. But I thought just purely just our performance, I thought we did well. Is it ideal to have these young guys at home all day? No, but that's just the way it is right now, and we have to be pros and be grown-ups and understand that this still is a 24-hour job. This is something you have to watch film all day. Just because you're home all day doesn't mean you lose that. So it's tough, but I think guys are pros and guys are going to do what they need to do.